It is time for the Monday edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey with the icon Mike Smith and Mr. Hand 2, our producer, off to my left. Are we going to get some screen time?
There he is.
No screen time, but I'll say I'm here. Time. I'll confirm that you're not a liar.
His mother said, wait a minute, that's not his hand. It's usually out like this. Give me.
The one thing about being a college student at one point in time is you never lose the stigma of having been a college student, which means I'm coming home to do my laundry and then I'm going out to see my friends.
See, my mom always asked me to bring my laundry home, but I didn't do it because I was like, I could just do my own laundry.
But you know why? That was to get to see you.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to drive 3 hours to do my laundry. I graduated a year ago today.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You should have brought your cap and gown and all that stuff.
I don't know where it is.
And look where life has brought you.
Oh, boy.
Back home.
That?
Yeah, back home. Sweet home Alabama, yeah. Or Ohio.
Yes.
Whichever.
I was wondering if I had been transplanted for a moment. But no, we've got news to share with you today. We have sports to share with you and a look at this date in history, which will take place towards the end of our program. So make sure you stick with us through all that. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got nearly 2,000 videos on our YouTube channel.
Wow, it's a lot.
How does that happen over 6.5 years? So if you've not joined us there as a subscriber, please do. And when you do subscribe, click the little bell thing. It's an icon that's right there, and then you'll receive notification when we upload something new to our YouTube channel, which includes this daily program and special edition programs. You had a conversation earlier today with the superintendent of Greenfield Village Exempted Schools.
Actually, it's Greenfield Exempted Village Schools.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
So I was headed down the right pathway the first time.
Yeah. We've gotten so used to just saying McLean that's not really the name of the district. So.
Yeah, McLean is the high school.
Correct.
And only the high school, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So details on that and more during the program here, and of course available on YouTube. So let's start off with our weather. It looks pretty nice outside already today.
Yeah, we're going to see some sunshine today, a high of 81, kind of a replay of what we saw on Sunday. But the chance of rain moves in early tomorrow morning. Temperatures backing down to about 72, but the sunshine returns on Wednesday with a high of 79.
Okay, so that's all this week in our forecast. Of course, that weather map you saw is interactive. It's on our website, littermedia.com, and you want to check that out. And all of our sponsors as well. Any of our advertisements you'll see on littermedia.com. Click on that, and that'll take you right to their website or their social media so you can learn more about our sponsors like Hometown Motors Incorporated, you see in the lower corner there. All right, first we want to tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. You'll see a post in our news feed today on littermedia.com, on our Facebook page. If you look through that news feed, you'll see they're talking about service agreements, and we're going to talk with them about service agreements next week in an appearance here on Litter Media Live. Your trusted comfort advisor, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use. Anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Anywhere you see this on our website, littermedia.com, you will be taken to HaynesHealth.com for Haynes Total Healthcare Center. Chiropractic needs, physical therapy needs, nutritional needs, they can take care of you. They've been doing that for 50 years now here in the Chillicothe area for Haynes Total Healthcare Center. A lot of the stories that you'll be hearing about today, we've got much of it on littermedia.com, but also we share on our Litter Media X page, formerly Twitter, and also here on Facebook.
Yeah, something that Ohio Department of Natural Resources has been doing, I think this might be the third or fourth year, is bringing the Columbus Symphony Orchestra to Hocking Hills Ash Cave. That's coming up on Sunday, June the 16th at 3 p.m. Tickets for that event will go on sale this Friday morning at 9 o'clock. Now, passes are limited and are expected to sell out quickly. General admission attendees should bring their own chairs and blankets, but a VIP ticket for an additional $20 per person, that includes chair seating. And you can get your tickets at Eventbrite.
Natural amplification.
Yes.
It is very cool. So if you've not participated in that before, please do. Over the weekend, after I finished mowing down in Pike County, took some pictures. As I'm mowing, you get a chance to see some of the flowers and things that are growing on the property. And so I thought, well, I'll snap a few shots. I cannot name all of these flowers. I know the dogwoods and that sort of thing. But the yellow flowers you see there, that is just a weed.
Really?
Yeah. And the other flowers, I cannot tell you. The one in the lower corner right there, that is on a tree. So from a distance, it looks like arsenic. But as you get closer to it, you can see the yellow extensions that are coming up out of the flower there. And so I don't know the name of the tree, but I just thought, man, it looks pretty cool. So if you want to see these up close and in person, here on our Facebook page, you want to check out those photos. And I tried to get as close into them as possible. You saw on the yellow weed there was a bee doing his business.
That's too pretty to be called a weed.
I know. Yeah.
It's flowering
But
weed.
why not share that yellow flower for this week is the week of Yellow Day, which is coming up Friday.
Look for that here later this week. The bells that used to ring in classes at Logan Elms Elementary Schools for many, many years are now on display at Logan Elms' new campus. While those old buildings, many of them have since been demolished, the bells were salvaged to remember the history of their contribution in housing students and teachers for almost a half century.
Ross County Historical Society is back at it with quilts again. And this is a beautiful figured and fancy coverlet, which was recently donated to the Ross County Historical Society, dating back to around 1840. The center design features elaborate rosettes right there. And the borders have a design of two birds, possibly eagles, we don't know for sure, and a tree with a building between them. The border repeats on both the sides, possibly to make the coverlet wider. The indigo blue fibers are wool, and the white fibers are cotton. According to the family history, the coverlet belonged to a local woman whose mother bought one for each of her children when they married.
That's neat. Mm-hmm. Staying on the topic of quilts in the Ross County Historical Society, the museum has a new quilt display, and one of the quilts on display is this paper-pieced quilt. Pieces of cloth were sewn directly to pieces of paper cut in the proper shape. Then the blocks of fabric were stitched together. After the quilt top was assembled, the light bossing stitches would have been loosened so the paper could be removed. This quilt top was never finished, so you can see still how the letters and stationery were used in its development.
That's truly early recycling, I guess. Yeah. In some respects.
Very meticulous work involved in a quilt. I would never have the patience to do that.
Missy and I went to, and for the life of me, cannot think of the village name, but it's up around Napoleon, and there's a historic village there. And inside, there was a big table, biggest table I'd ever seen before. There might have been 16 to 20 women around that table working on a quilt that was going to be, I don't know, it looked like it was 12 feet to 30 feet. Right. It was amazing. So I'm trying to remember the name of that village. It'll come to me as sooner or later, but I think they make wood furniture there as well. So it'll come to me a little bit later on. I'm noticing the odor I get.
He'll drive through the town before he remembers the name of it.
It'll hit me Thursday afternoon when I'm driving home from work. Sunrise Rotary and Circleville Kiwanis are conducting a diaper drive through May to benefit Pickaway County families. Donations can be made directly to what's called Bottoms Up.
Did you do an interview with these folks?
I did not.
I was thinking you did that a few years back, but maybe it's somebody else.
Sounds like we need to.
Yeah. Tee up for calls at 4, the Animals Golf Tournament. Join in for a day of golf, fun, and compassion on June 21st at Buckeye Hills Country Club course with a shotgun start at 9 a.m. Every swing supports the loving care and shelter of animals in need. You can register online or at the Animal Care and Adoption Center at 4 Commercial Avenue in Washington Courthouse, which is open Tuesday through Saturdays from 9 a.m. until 2.
Look at those faces. How do you say no to those faces, right?
Nose peeking over the sign there. Our road report today is in Ross County. Work is set to begin today for a culvert replacement project on State Route 28 between Westfall Road and Core Road. Work will occur daily with 28 closed for the duration of the project. Traffic will be detoured via State Route 41 to US 50, and they believe they'll get this finished by about 3 o'clock this Wednesday afternoon. So where that is, if you know where Latteville is, it's right there just outside of Latteville for, I don't know, maybe a quarter to a half a mile west of that metropolis.
And take a moment to go, the birthplace of Mike Smith.
Not exactly.
I know you were born in Greenfield, but most of your childhood was spent in Latteville.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Shelley Mather Myers, Urban Myers' wife, also a native of Latteville. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of native. Dan Winters, Gene Winters. Of course, Dan wasn't born there, but
I think you've just mentioned everyone that I know.
That was the whole population of Latteville. No, there were more than that. Sandy, Witten, you better stop me or I'll go down through everyone I know from Latteville. So, yeah.
Is this where the baseball bat incident and the pocket knife incident all occurred?
That was in
suffrage by your sister.
That was in the Smith Stadium on the east side of Latteville, up on Davis Hill Road. Yeah.
And the pocket knife incident never got reported as a crime.
In fact, none of them did. I was a serial offender and never got thrown in the hoosegow. Yeah.
Statute of limitations has expired.
Long gone, yeah.
Coming up, sports. We'll take a look. We're starting to talk postseason now, ready for the spring sports and more. So details are just ahead. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. When it comes to spring cleaning and projects, maybe around your home or your business, you need a dumpster for all that to get rid of the waste, and they will take care of that for you. And in some instances, they'll even do some demo work and clean up some property for you. They can do a lot of things. Find out more by calling 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
Visit ChillicotheOhio.com for the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau. And we want to welcome the new advertisement for the Bean Foundation. They wanted to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing the numbers 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365. 988, save the number, save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, created in the memory of Bryant Bean's Butt, call 740-703-0611 or email jimbutt at jbutt6355@gmail.com. Time for sports now.
And a lot of it over the weekend. We lead off with the 2024 OHSAA High School Softball Tournament brackets. We have them posted for both the Southeast and Central District. Hallelujah, the Central District got them posted on time for a change. In the Southeast District, of course, they only have Divisions 2, 3, and 4. Division 1, Chillicothe and Logan go to the Central.
This is really testing my eyesight.
Yeah, you got to get your magnifying glass out. Yeah. But you can
telescope.
Get on our website and you can enlarge that, obviously. Division 2, top seed was Sheridan in the Southeast. Wheelersburg, the defending state champs. Division 3 top seed. And Notre Dame, the Division 4 top seed. The Central District sees Watkins Memorial as the top seed in D1. Granville in 2. Fairbanks 3. And Division 4, Danville. Of course, all of the local teams from either of those districts, you can find that information in our website story.
Our Aaron Glannon is traveling up to Westfall High School tonight because it's the Greater Columbus Volleyball Club Boys Championships being played. Chillicothe will face St. Charles tonight. Mm-hmm. And there will also be matches to determine the finishing positions in the league as well. GVC Red will play Patriot Prep Academy. Westfall will play Tree of Life. The Ross County Christian Academy will play GVC Green. And Unioto will take on Genoa. Is it Genoa or Genoa? Genoa Christian Academy. And Chillicothe, of course, plays St. Charles in the championship game at 7:30 p.m. And go Cavaliers. Chillicothe received the second seed in the OHSAA tournament region behind St. Charles. Chillicothe will host on May 7th against Patriot Prep. And if they win, they would host DeSales on May, the next date. You've got May 7th in here twice. In the
9th.
The 9th, okay.
If they win on the 7th, they play. And that's a host site, I believe, for both of those, for Chile.
Okay.
Before they go on, yeah. Also in sports, something that's happening tonight, I'll be over at Hillsborough High School, where the Lady Indians go for the outright FAC softball championship against arch rival Greenfield McLean. Now, as we were telling you last week, the FAC does something different than a lot of the other conferences where they play both of their league opponents back-to-back. So if something happens that McLean would knock them off, they would play again tomorrow where Hillsborough would again have a chance to win it outright. They've already clinched a share, but this is for the outright title. I'll have some X or later Twitter updates from the game if I have service at the Hillsborough High School campus. Mm-hmm. Also, Unioto boys and girls swept their own invitational track and field championship on Friday, while McLean girls and Hillsborough boys won the Bob Bergstrom Invitational in Greenfield. You've got results from both of those Friday night track meets on littermedia.com.
Softball at the college level, the Shawnee State Bears softball team beating Rio Grande 4-3 in 10 innings in the River State's Conference East Division Championship, winning it for the first time since 2010. Cassie Berry threw a complete game and drove in fellow senior Brittany Wolfenbarker for the game-winning run. Ohio Christian University advances as well for action this week at South Charleston, West Virginia.
Now, in the River State Conference baseball tournament, Shawnee State and Rio Grande have secured spots for the next round, which gets underway this Thursday at Chillicothe's VA Memorial Stadium. Shawnee State plays West Virginia Tech at 9 a.m. this Thursday, followed by Rio Grande against Southeast Indiana at approximately 12:30. Now, you've learned that Ohio Christian has advanced, but we really don't know who they play yet.
Right, and so I reached out to their head coach to see if we can find out more. So, Evan McDonald, if you see the voicemail, please respond. We want to tell people about OCU.
Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
sir.
Cincinnati Reds fell to the Rangers yesterday in the series wrap-up. They had, the Thompson kid, I think it was, at second base, waiting to come in with the tying run, but the Reds couldn't get it across the plate. 4-3 the final after a great game on Saturday. Yeah. And the Braves win their series against the Guardians. And the final there, the same score, 4-3.
4-3. And as the update, this was from Saturday. Orlando even their NBA series with the Cleveland Cavs, 112-89. They're now 2-2 as they come back to Cleveland for Game 5 on Tuesday night.
Donovan Mitchell was right. I can't do it all on my own.
Yeah.
He found, at least not on the road.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
I think the rest of them went to Disney World while Donovan was trying to get it done. Yeah.
It very well could be. All right, just ahead, this date in history, the Litter Media Wayback Machine, only goes back, 20 years?
Yeah, 2004.
All right, so that's coming up in a moment. But first, these words.
Did you know that Litter Quality Propane has online monitoring and reporting? Yes, indeed they do. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Yes.
We're researching on Ted Turner.
Do you remember when he came to Chillicothe?
It says here that he was born in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, that was the connection. Dr. Rooney, a well-known surgeon in our area for many years, is a cousin, I think, of Ted
Is
Turner.
that right?
When they were trying to get the
that.
Majestic Theater renovated. So this goes back a long way.
Mid-'80s.
Dr. Rooney got Ted to come up to Chillicothe to take a tour. Had a chance to go down and interview him. And the reason they asked Ted Turner to come up is because he funded or spearheaded a fund drive to get a theater like that in Atlanta renovated. So Dr. Rooney knew about that, and he said, come up and take a look at this place and share some thoughts. And
bring Jane with you and everything.
I don't know if Jane was in the picture at that time, but
not sure.
That was kind of an interesting. But yeah, he kind of talked like he born in Cincinnati, but he lived most of his life down in Georgia. So
and that wears on you.
It does really quick.
There's somebody I talked to not long ago that was from around here. They moved down south, and next thing you know, they be talking just like they talk down there. So
yeah, it's hard to get that out of you. This day in history, we go back 20 years ago today. The World War II Memorial opens in Washington, D.C. to thousands of visitors, providing overdue recognition for the 16 million U.S. men and women who served during the war. The memorial is located on 7.4 acres on the former site of the Rainbow Pool at the National Mall, between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. The Capitol Dome is seen to the east, and Arlington Cemetery is just across the Potomac River to the west. I remember when they were coming out with the plans for this, and there were people that were absolutely going nuts. Oh, you can't destroy the way that looks out there. And now you can't even imagine what it would like not being there. Mm-hmm. And how many thousands of veterans have since gone over to see that monument during the honor flight. So Bob Dole was one of them that was instrumental in raising funds to have that built.
Mm-hmm. I have yet to see it. Need to get down there one of these days.
It's really neat.
I think in order to get back to Washington, D.C., I'm going to have to see if I can participate in an honor flight to help escort someone down to do that.
I thought you were getting ready to say, I'm going to run for Congress.
No. No.
I'd vote for you, Dan.
No, I would.
Just don't get corrupted after you get over there.
At that moment in time, I would dedicate my body to science and say, please examine my brain.
Yeah, really. Oh, well.
I can't imagine running for Congress.
I mean, there's so many good folks that have great intentions, and it seems like everybody gets their hooks in them, and by the time they're 1 year in, it's like, oh, well, there they went.
I had a Sunday school student, and Rob Miller, and he said in high school, I want to be president one day. And I said, Rob, I hate to see that happen. I mean, not that you wouldn't be a good president, I just hate to see you have to go through everything you have to do. And your Christian values, I think, would take a severe test in order to be able to get to the point you would need to be able to become president one day.
Right.
That's just the system, you know?
And you'll look like Fred Sanford when you leave. You age, I think, 20 years for every 4 that you're in there, yeah.
Aaron's like, who's Fred Sanford?
No idea.
No idea?
Help me, Lord. Help me. I keep telling his mother, where have you failed?
I thought you were going to say Fred Savage, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Fred Sanford, yeah.
Fred Savage.
Sanford and Sons. Look it up on.
It was a huge hit on NBC on Friday nights, I think it was. For
what was it? Lamont? Was that his son's name on the show?
Yeah. Yeah. Red Fox.
We had a pastor by the name of Fred Fox, and a good buddy of mine, Bruce Justice, asked his dad one time about Fred. He said, do you like Fred Fox? And he said, I can't stand him. And he thought, well, what did Fred ever do to you? And then his dad's talking about the TV show, Red Fox. I said, no, Dad. I said Fred Fox, not Red Fox. So wonder if that happened to a lot of people when they were asked about Red Fox.
Yeah. Talented guy.
Yes, he was very funny. Yeah, very funny.
Yeah. And so was Fred.
Yeah, they were both pretty comedic, yeah.
All right, that's it for today's daily program. We have a special event coming up, a number of them. In fact, I talked to some people over the weekend, and we have yet to settle in on some times when they're going to come in. So fingers are crossed to make sure we get that squared away. But we have things we want to share with you this week. So make sure you're tuned in, locked in, as they say, to Litter Media when we go live. So for Mike Smith and for Mr. Hand 2, Aaron Glandon, we'll see you tomorrow with another edition of Litter Media Live.